Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. Hopefully you're having an awesome Easter if that's something you celebrate. If not, hopefully you're having a great weekend and enjoying the rest of it so far. In today's GTA 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. So we've got a lot of questions today, so let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, so our first question today comes from Paul Baker, who says, what do you think of Rockstar deleting their comment after announcing the release of the Duke of Death? So in case you guys missed it, early Friday morning, Rockstar sent the GTA community into a frenzy. They accidentally tweeted that the Duke of Death was now available for all players in Grand Theft Auto Online. I'll even put that tweet on the screen. It was pretty interesting nonetheless, and it was up for about a minute, and they deleted it. And I don't think this was an intentional attempt to troll us. It certainly trolled the community because we all hopped on the game and thought it was going to be there, when in reality, all they did was release a set of smoking jacket and pajamas. But no, I don't think it was intentional. I think that because this weekend is Easter, Rockstar's social media or Twitter team were trying to schedule that tweet for Tuesday when the Duke of Death is likely going to be coming out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I think they were trying to schedule that tweet, and instead of hitting schedule, they hit tweet, and then about a minute later they realized, uh-oh, we accidentally just tweeted that out. Or they were trying to tweet that there was new pajamas and smoking jackets in the game, and they accidentally did that. So I certainly don't think it was on purpose. I also believe it means the Duke of Death is going to be coming soon, and as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we'll get into some more questions about that as well. But I think it was just interesting. They sent the entire community into a frenzy as we all thought the Duke of Death had been added into the game. All right, moving on. Our next question comes from TPWN, who says, do you think the Duke of Death will be coming out on Tuesday the 18th? So in just a couple of days, yes, I do, for multiple reasons. Number one, Rockstar's now deleted tweet saying the Duke of Death is now available into the game. Number two, there's going to be a new set of tunables that are set to update on Tuesday because the old discounts, bonuses, and sales are going to be ending. So that would be the perfect time for Rockstar to do it. And because a very reputable member of the community, Yan2295, has said on his Twitter account that the Duke of Death is going to be coming out on Tuesday. So all three of those things combined right there, I'd say it's pretty likely that Tuesday we're going to be getting the Duke of Death added in Grand Theft Auto Online, which is really exciting for a couple reasons. Number one, a lot of people have been wanting this car to come out for a long time in online. And number two, a lot of people are getting antsy. Like, I see so many people talking about the Duke of Death, and I just want it to be added into the game so we can get it, we can enjoy it, but we can stop harping and focusing on it so much. Yes, is it an amazing vehicle? But I think a lot of people are really freaking out about this car not being added into the game as early as it was by now. Now, moving on, we do have another question regarding the Duke of Death. This one comes from PC Royalty, who says, do you think that Rockstar will release the returning player bonus content as a separate DLC? I do, PC Royalty, for two reasons. Number one, we'll go back to the deleted Rockstar tweet. In that tweet, they only said the Duke of Death is now available in Grand Theft Auto Online to all players. They didn't mention the returning player bonus stuff, which to me indicates that they're going to do the Duke of Death first, and then at a separate date, probably like the Tuesday after that, add the returning player bonus stuff into the game, like the Dukes, the Stallion, the Dodo Seaplane, the Ballista Compact, etc. So that's honestly what I think they're going to do, and based off of the way those cars are found within the files of the game, the Duke of Death has a separate tunable than the rest of the returning player bonus stuff, which would allow Rockstar to release them at separate times. So that's what I think is going to happen. On Tuesday, we're going to be getting the Duke of Death, and then possibly the following Tuesday after that, we'll receive all the returning player bonus stuff. Now, I also got a lot of questions about the Duke of Death, so I'll kind of refresh over them. If you're a returning player, it's going to be free, so you won't have to pay for it. If you're not a returning player, it's going to be $665,000. And then with the returning player bonus stuff, if you're a returning player, you should already have it, obviously. And if not, it's going to be the regular prices that you see in the game right now. So I think the Dukes is like $66,000. The Stallion's like $71,000. The Kraken, I believe, is like $500,000 or 1.5. It's something like that. I've done a video talking about all the prices, but I got a lot of questions about that. Like, is the Duke of Death going to be free, or are we going to have to pay for it? That's your answer right there, and that should clear up any confusion regarding those vehicles. All right, let's move into some gun running questions. You guys had a lot of those. This first one comes from Brock the Gamer, who says, will Rockstar drip feed content in the gun running, or will they release it all at once? Brock, I hope there's a nice balance. I think Rockstar did it really well in import-export, where even though there was a lot of hidden drip feed stuff, they were releasing it either one vehicle a week or two vehicles a week, which was awesome. And they were also including new modes like, the Christmas adversary modes and the snow and the gifts and everything like that. So even though there was only like 6 or 7 vehicles, number one, they had custom variants, which made it seem like more. And number two, there was a lot else going around. So I hope with the gun running DLC, it's the same way. I don't mind drip feed content. I just don't like getting one vehicle at a time, an adversary mode. I want a little bit more to be spiced up in there, and I hope that if gun running has the amount of content that I think it will, which is going to be a lot, that certainly won't be an issue for Rockstar. Moving on, we have a question from Frazier, who says, do you think they will put any bunkers in Los Santos or the sewers or anything like that? Frazier, I personally think that most of the bunkers are going to be located up north, so like Blaine County, Palito Bay, Sandy Shores, but your idea of like a sewer bunker sounds pretty cool. In some other videos, I've talked about how underground bunkers would be pretty awesome, and I think if they did do a bunker inside of the city, one in the sewers might not be a bad idea. Might be a little bit smelly, but I like what you're going there with that idea. I think that could actually be pretty cool and also fairly useful and mysterious as well. Up next, we have a question from Jack, who says, do you think that Rockstar will add the cargo plane as a usable feature in online as a part of gun running? So Jack, I don't know if you've caught some of my previous live streams. We've been having so much fun with the cargo plane, trying to do Fast and Furious challenges and trying to do a whole bunch of different things, like all sorts of crazy tasks and objectives. So I love the cargo plane. I don't think it will fit in Grand Theft Auto Online, literally and figuratively. Number one, it's a huge plane. Where would you get it? Where would you call it in? Outside of the airports. But also, number two, I don't know if Rockstar want to have people using it in online. It might not make sense to have this giant vehicle just flying around the city. I mean, imagine if there were like 6 or 7 of those in the air. It would be absolutely madness. So I hope they do. I would love it if they at least allowed us to open up the back of the Titan or the Cargo Bob as kind of like a substitute for not adding the cargo plane. But that could actually be pretty cool, and I hope they do exactly what you said, Jack. Our next question comes from my friend Frost, who says, what type of missions do you foresee in the gun running DLC? Crates, convoy invasions, or an all-out war? Well, free mode, in my opinion, is going to turn into an all-out war just based off of all the military stuff, and I think it's going to be relatively simple missions here. I mean, it's called gun running, so I think that we are going to source some weapons or some ammo or some supplies. They're obviously going to be in highly protected, highly, secure areas. We'll then have to bring, I guess, the ammo or the guns back to our shop or our bunker, do something with them, and then sell them. I think it's going to be really similar to the biker stuff, to the import-export stuff, CEO stuff, just with a different type of skin and obviously a military type vibe, which isn't bad. And as long as Rockstar makes it unique and fun, I can still see it being a really cool game mode that we're all able to enjoy for a long time. Up next, we have a question from Ross Duncan, who says, do you think that the Sea Sparrow will be added with gun running? That's a good question, Ross Duncan. That is a retro vehicle. That's from Vice City and San Andreas. If you've never seen the Sea Sparrow, it's basically like a helicopter that can land on the ground but also land in the water. It's like the Dodo seaplane of a helicopter. It's really cool. I loved using that vehicle in Vice City. I really liked it in San Andreas too. That would be awesome. I think Rockstar is going to do a lot of vehicles from previous games. So like the Hunter, the Sea Sparrow. I'd like to see them add the Rustler plane as well from San Andreas. Number one, it's easy because the vehicles are already in the game. And number two, Rockstar knows that we like them because they have been in previous GTA games and they know the response to vehicles like that. So yeah, I can see the Sea Sparrow being added, a whole bunch of other vehicles like that. That would be an awesome idea. Up next, we have a question from Buckachers UTD, who says, what is one thing you do not want to see in the gun running update? I don't want to see something that becomes so overpowered that it breaks Grand Theft Auto Online. Whether that's a vehicle or whether that's a feature or whether that's a weapon. I don't want to see one player I don't want to see the entire player base drifting towards one thing and then just starting an all-out war using it on each other because it is so overpowered and becomes the best. So whether that's like a militarized jet or whether that's a crazy weapon that just shreds through people in one shot, I want things to be competitive and fun, but I also want them to be balanced as well. And I can just see free mode lobbies turning into all-out warfare, and I really hope Rockstar do a nice job of balancing that and preventing basically a massive world war in the free mode lobbies from occurring. Up next, we have a question from GTA Slayer. It says, do you think that the missions in Gunrunning will be better than past missions, CEO or MC, in terms of content and payout? Content, I think it's going to be relatively the same, just with a different skin, like I mentioned. And the payouts, I'm really not too sure. I think that it all depends on your type of play style. If you really like sitting back and just letting your businesses grow, bikers, like I said, is the best bet. If you're more of a hands-on guy, you might like the CEO stuff. If you like, obviously, if you're better with cars, the import-export stuff is going to be the best. So I really think it's going to depend on your play style that will determine how much money you make and how good the payouts are going to be with this sort of update. All right, and our final question today comes from Oscar, who says, do you think in Gunrunning we might get something similar to the gun locker, but with Pegasus vehicles? So this is interesting. I've heard a lot of questions saying we need Pegasus customization, the ability to mod them, but not necessarily a better way to organize them, which is basically what the gun locker does. That would actually be cool because right now my Pegasus vehicle is just a full list of nonsense vehicles that I never use. So it would be nice to get the 5 or 6 that I actually do use in order to actually be able to access them quicker, and I guess more neat way to call upon my Pegasus vehicles. It would also be nice if I could choose my spawn location and not have it be random. That would be another nice feature. I'm not sure what this gun locker of Pegasus cars would be called, but I think that's ultimately a great idea. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to be possibly featured in the next one, all you got to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss if you want to possibly be featured in the next one. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.